Hello, everyone. RPG Kim Kid here, back with more Final Fantasy 16. In the previous video, we did some side quests and we took down some hunts. Those two hunts that were hunting us for a while, but it's actually a good thing that I took them on at this time because holy crap, they were high level.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
Oh lord, that's a lot.
You
Okay.
wish to study the tomes?
Jill, on the Shadow Coast. Dominant of Shiva and trusted confidant of Clive, leader of the new hideaway. After Clive was bested by Barnabas in the bed of the Naldonero, the two fled to the Shadow Coast. It was there that she entrusted her Eikon to him and that he might have the strength to fight their fate to the last. Lord Commander of the Kingdom of Walud's armies, despite apparently falling to Clive Rosfield's blade outside the Canaveran Agron, he appeared again in the Ironworks, conjuring countless doubles of himself that set up Clive and his allies, proving Joshua's theory that the Constant Knight was no mere swordsman, but a magical creation of King Barnabas. Waste of Damacia, where he and Zoltan both apprenticed. After an aether flood filled the nearby mines and the town was set upon by Akashic beasts, he rode to Traval's defense, settling the bad blood between them once and for all. Together, he and Zoltan forged the Ragnarok, the legendary blade whose designs were bequeathed to them by their master Vulcan. See, that's what I like about these side quests. We're getting stuff about them. Daughter of Sid, raised in the hideaway, Mid learned all she could of engineering and invention from her father before leaving for university to learn all she couldn't. Her study is all but complete. She put her skills and knowledge to use in building the Enterprise, a mithril engine-powered vessel of her and her father's design, which she captains in service of Clive's cause. Captain of the Cursebreakers, who directed their bear liberating operations. Doris was raised by a Rosarian slave master who treated her branded charges as if they were their own children, teaching them how to read, write, and wield the blade before hiring out their services to the highest bidder. Though Doris resents her former master from the terrible deeds she had made her do, she thanks her for making her the strong, scrupulous woman she is today. Owain. One of Mid's assistants tasked with bringing to life her design of new inventions that might assist the residents of the hideaway in their day-to-day lives. And one day, perhaps all the people of the twins. So we have two people left that we don't even know about over here. Lady of the Golden Stables and Tavern, the heart of Martha's Rest. Her efforts to save Briars from the bounds of thraldom began before she met Sid, and like him, she dreams of the world where bears can live on their own terms. In this end, she nourishes the seeds of a better world that she and the Guardians of the Flames have planted in Eastpool. Oh boy, there's a lot of things here. Former Imperial soldier of the Northwest Garrison who left his post after the Duke of Oriflame took over. He elected instead to form a new town watch that he might better protect the town and those he loves, Isabel chief among them. After leading the defense of Northwich against the throng of thralls, he reconciles with the Duke and they pledge to combine their forces to see the town safe. Friend of Clive's cause, who has kept an ever-attentive vigil on the comings and goings of Dhalmekia. After being caught up by band's raids in Dalma during an excursion of the famous markets of Lean, Clive and Labor his aid in bringing the town together. Victor developed a fondness for the place. He began making regular visits, becoming firm friends with Labor, and earning the trust of the townspeople. Forge Master of the Briar's Kiss, the first smithy in Dalma, known to those in the know as the Desert Hare, from whose long ears no secret is safe. The leadership he displayed is dealing with the bandits' attacks led to his being proposed as a prime candidate to become the new mayor, but when the townspeople discovered that he was a bear, they elected to drive him out of town instead. Fucking assholes. Norvin lost her parents in Ironblood's most recent crusade. She fled towards Dalma, finding a new family in Rennes, a fellow orphan along the way. The two were starving by the wayside when Labor found them and took them in, aiding a new elder brother in the Patchwork family. He is a kind and caring soul who enjoys nothing more than listening in on the conversations of townspeople, whether they know it or not. An orphan who lost his parents to Ironbloods to lead his crusade, fled towards Zama, find family in Darik, a fellow orphan along the way. The two were starving by the wayside aiding a new brother. He is a frank and forceful soul who enjoys nothing more than watching the townspeople at work and helping them out with their tasks, whether they need it or not. Owner of the Crimson Caravans, a highly esteemed patronage from the firm in Bulkland, eldest child and heir apparent of a successful Canavarian trading house. Eloise abandoned her birthright in order to save her younger brother, Theodore, who her parents would have been branded after his powers awakened. After Theodore lost his life before her eyes, she swore to continue their to work to free bearers in that his death might not be in vain. Porter and guard of the Crimson Caravans, the patronage firm that he runs with the blood of Sister Eloise. Theodore lost his life to his own blade after being taken by an aether flood whilst trying to protect the haven he had built for bearers from a rampaging dragon, wishing his sister a long and happy life with his final breaths. That's still, Chief of the Dalmacan smithing town of Dravozod, whose skills is etching metal far... I want to make sure I'm still recording, and make sure my mic's working. Far eclipsed Blackthorn Zone. After later aided Zoltan and the town in overcoming the twins' threats that faced them in an absence of aether that readied their forge useless and a surfeit of it that unleashed an Akashic horde against its gates. Two were reconciled at last, each gained a newfound admiration for each other's talents. Loyal Shield of Rosaria and leader of the Guardians of Flame, who fought to see the duchy restored. In Eastpool, he finds a new purpose, to not merely lead his guardians against their enemies, but to lead his village in pursuit of a bright future for man and bearer both. First and foremost of the 5 cardinals who made up the Council of Elders, second only to the Holy Emperor in the imperial government. After the fall of the Crystalline Dominion and the collapse of said government, his embassy reappeared in Northreach, now going by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflame. He drafted both the soldiery and common folk into his plans to turn the town into a new capital for a new Sunbreck. Only daughter of the Duke of Oriflame, who escaped from the disaster of Twinside and took refuge in Northreach. Her extensive education in all matters spiritual and political, as well as her overbearing demeanor, rivaled that of her father. Her opinion on the Duke's plan to fortify Northreach at the townspeople's expense, however, differs from his greatly, and she attempts to enjoin Isabel's help to rally the people against him. No, that is interesting. And Ultima, to whom kings kneel. The otherworldly being behind such of the tragedy of the turmoil pledged Valisthea, and the creature King Barnabas of Waloed worships as his god. Ultima requires a vessel in which to inculate his disembodied soul, and Clive's curious ability to absorb the powers of other Eikons suggests that he is the very mythos that Ultima has long awaited. He wills Clive to absorb the other Eikons that his vessel might be perfected. Right, Lay of the Land, the Undying. A secretive order who served the Lords of Rosaria from the Shouts, they revere the mighty Phoenix and its dominant and once preside over the rites of the ancestral communion at Phoenix Gate. Few outside the orders know of his existence, even among the highest ranking members of Rosarian nobility. Their loyalty to His Grace Joshua Rosfield is absolute, and none among them would hesitate to lay down their lives for his sake. At his command, their efforts are certainly devoted to uncovering the truth behind the mysterious being known as Ultima. Make sure there's nothing else over here, okay? Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Damn, I actually have quite a bit of the Lay of the Land. All those are full of there. A small Dalmatian village has been of bean farmers and goat herders built in the shadows of fallen ruins. They're located at the edge of the fields of Korava on a caravan trail that runs through Titan's Wake to the free cities of Canver. It historically receives few visitors, as most merchants choose instead to take the less perilous gilded path north. It receives even fewer now that plague has taken the lives of most of its residents. The Silver Peak Consortium. One of the largest and most prestigious trading houses in Dalmatia who sought to scout Eloise. Their mercantile operations extend far beyond the borders of the Republic. As Eloise learned when they stepped in at the last moment to purchase the bearers from which the Crimson Caravan had long been bargaining with the army and sell them on to a trader from the outer continent. In truth, they had been interested in the trade from the very start and only withheld making their own offer as a courtesy to Eloise. one that was rescinded after she failed to respond positively to the offer to her. Assholes. So I have no idea what this one's about, I wonder. In truth, shattered aspects of Ultima's power given flesh by a human host. It is the two wards of fire, Phoenix and Ifrit, who together comprises his perfect form, the Eikons of the lesser elements, striving as sacrifices to Mythos' altar in order to test and bolster the vessel's strength. Most bearers are identified soon after birth and marked with a slave brand, but a fortunate few are not and remain unbranded. An unbranded bearer can live like any other man or woman as long as their knack for magic remains a closely guarded secret. Should it be revealed, however, they are denounced as liars and imposters and dealt the severest punishments. Ugh, so fucking bullshit, man. A casket. The irreversible change brought about a living being's overexposure to aether. Creatures are stripped of any intelligence or sense of self they may once have had and become suffused with life force, usually manifesting in extreme strength and aggression. Though most regard men who turn Akashic as naught but mindless monsters, Barnabas and Self proclaim they are in fact divine. Those who make their coin buying and selling bearers slaves. While the trade is highly regulated, a slave is a valuable asset, and so there is a thriving black market in stolen and unregistered bears. Doris' former master was just such a black market trader who trained her abducted charges as killers for hire, knowing that if the branded was caught in the act, their ownership's records could not lead her considerably to her door. Okay, so greens. The lofty green vegetable loved by chocobos. Such is the bird's attraction to its scent, traders who transport them by the wagon load must seal the boxes tightly, lest they should find themselves accosted by a flock of wild boars on the road. Though most geisha greens are grown for chocobo fodder, they can be eaten by humans too, provided one trims away the toughest fibers and boils the fleshy leaves in salt water until softened. Ultima's name for the vessel of limitless power that he has long awaited. He identifies Clive as this mythos by virtue of his awakening as the dominant of Ifrit and having the power to absorb ether of other Eikons. Ultima manipulates his servants into pitting Clive against the other dominants that he might drink of their strength and bring Mythos closer to perfection. That which separates human from animals and is given shape by consciousness, a sense of self and a freedom of thought. Even when one is deprived of other freedoms, it is one's will that drives the pursuit of true liberty. To Ultima, however, human will is a sickness that prevents them from taking their proper divine form, that of the Akashic who blindly serve his own purpose. To this end, he casts primogenesis, transforming much of humanity into his soulless servants. The bonds of consciousness. The fellow feeling that binds a person to those they love and who love them. So long as those bonds remain strong, so too does a human's gripe upon their will. Ultima casts primogenesis in order to sever those bonds of consciousness, that humanity might lose their wills and turn Akashic, and that his vessel might be perfected. A spell cast by Ultima that casts a roiling pall over all Valisthea. The imbalance in the aether that resulted not only sapped the potency of crystals and magic in those lands that remained livable, but filled the rest with floods, turning men and beasts into mindless, merciless Akashic, all to sap the wills of mankind and make all of humanity into soulless servants. Hidden truths of Shiva. The Warden of Ice, of whom Jill Warwick is the current dominant. Long before the fall of the Fallen, those existed a tribe of northeastern storm known as the Monts of Ice, among whom the dominant Shiva would be born. Tales of the Ice Queen of the old North are passed down among the men and women of the Northlands to this day. Nothing here. Chimera. Oh, scorpions. With pincers the size of boulders and a hooked tail as long as a chocobo is tall, merely the sight of scorpions is enough to strike fear into even the most hardened of warriors. That said, the poison contained in their stingers is actually far weaker than those of their lesser cousins, and is primarily used to stun rather than kill. They favor deserts and other hotter climates, and as such are found mostly in Dhalmekia, as well as the fiery mountains of the Iron Kingdoms. That there might exist a creature so terrible, so twisted as the thrice-apelic horror that is the Chimera is a striking reminder of the madness of whatever deity first worshipped, whispered life into them. It's not enough that the winged demons are both astrologically aggressive and adept to the manipulation of aether, but they are also able to wield their influence over other beasts, command them like a field marshal might his regulars. Fortunately, they are seen only rarely and only deep in the deserts of Dhalmekia. So I have 1, 2, 3. I'm sure Ultima might be one of these at some point. And this might be like another hunt or something. Because, yeah. Alright, we good? Alright, we good.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise.
Mid said I can ride the Enterprise next. Alright, let's grab what we can from our patrons' whispers. Which I know there's one thing we could do since we did that quest.
Covered in nicks
And then we'll continue on with story. Unless, of course, more side quests opens up. Well, we'll see how much of that will be the case.
Ah, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Faith undying. We are the shouts that quicken the firebird's wake, and from the shout do serve our Lord and those who would be his wings. Rain of soft shots.
All yours.
All right, I need 360 more in order for me to get the Genji gloves. Lowers charge time for charge magic by 0.2 seconds. That's not that great in my opinion. Alrighty.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
Ah, yes. How is Dion doing, by the way? Is that where we're going? It looks like that's where we're heading. The Crystalline Dominion. And there's Dion with the medicine girl. Yeesh, boy. The fact that he made it all the way there is kind of a marvel in on itself, I suppose.
What is this place?
Don't move.
Yep, it's the medicine girl. Who knew that she'd be so important when we saw her at the beginning of this time point?
Here, it's fresh from the well.
grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Okay.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them.
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Aww. Aww.
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
Oh, hi, Mid.
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
All right, Vivian Ninetails, tell us how to get back to Ash. Ah, great. Oh, and I have a missive as well. Okay, well, let's see where this is at. Oh, about your adventures. Did I ever tell you about the time journeying through southern Ashkubo?
Through Orcish lands.
Well, technically they're Deadlands now, but the orcs don't seem to mind. They found a way to survive without Mothercrystals, just like we have, Kupo. Though it involves a good deal more cannibalism than here in the hideaway. Damn. At least I think it does. Didn't happen to know what Molly puts in her brown, do you? The Triceplic Terror. Caravan traders traveling the Valkyrie told me of a colossal beast they had encountered on their journey. To them tell it had aspects of a dragon, a lion, and a scorpion all at once. It's another chimera. I contested that it might be naught but a mirage, a phantom brought about the desert heat, but the sweat which ran down their foreheads was cold, and the fear in their eyes real. Yep, there was Atlas, and there's Sauron. Actually cool. So how many? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 20. So that's 21. I have 36, I think there is. So, well, the crazy thing is that this one showed up much sooner. So I'm going to assume this one's going to be less, not level 50. It's going to be less than level 50 because of the rewards is not as high as it was for Sovereign. It's the exact same ones as for Atlas. So 45 will probably be it. Valkyrie. Well, I'm not gonna go get that one yet. So.
I still say it were a compliment.
All right, Vivian.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
Okay.
Barnabas Tham, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard.
Right,
But then,
bastard.
if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right. Oh, and now I have a new quest.
Allow me to educate you. Here's the latest information I have.
In love. Rescues.
Thus ends today's lesson.
All right, well, the good news is it's only one. So let's go do that side quest.
Please, your grace, stay strong.
Hey, Yote.
My Lord Marquis.
Ask about Yote.
It was the greatest honor of my life.
It was great honor of my life to be appointed protector of His Grace. I served him in the capacity since he first began his journey across Valisthea. That purpose of which was twofolded: to further Undyne's knowledge of Ultima, and to further His Grace's knowledge of you, my lord. After he learned of your survival, your brother insisted that we try to trace your movements. Thanks to investigations of fellow occultist acolytes, we learned of you having taken the name of Sid.
But now?
Our journey together is at an end. His Grace bids me remain here and protect those you and he hold
So
dear.
I bid you.
My lord, if I might be so bold, please look after him in my stead.
Your companions are kind indeed.
Fuck was that? Everyone has been most welcoming. The Atar has been especially generous. Though I know something of the medical arts, it's hardly enough to warrant the acclaim of one so skillful.
I must admit.
First, I doubt that her praise was sincere. We and Dine are trained in what few simple skills might serve us in the field, but there's certainly no praise for those who excel in such endeavors.
But I see now.
That this is your way. You encourage each other, that each might lend their strength to the cause, no matter how seemingly slight their contribution. Alright, Phoenix, heal thyself!
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but But His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you.
No, it's all right.
Would you help? For Joshua's sake.
I was gonna do it anyway.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort.
Stonerwort.
It grows only where the aether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more aether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The Stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The aether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord.
I'm
Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Phoenix, heal thyself. Physician, heal thyself.
Ready, go? Yeah!
Right there, huh? No, they won't pass that way.
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our Stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
What a find house.
much as I can before reinforcements arrive. All right, that should do it. Let's get these back to Yotei.
There we go. This was actually quite a short quest. Dun, dun.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. Oh, I just remember there was something I was going to mention at the start of the last video, and I can't remember what it was.
Yotei.
Off the top of my head.
Brought back all the stone
Or maybe I was even...
find.
Or maybe did I mention it?
Will this be enough?
Hold on. One of the few varieties of flora capable of resisting high concentrations of ether, the syrup is most often found in and around aether floods, where the fauna that would feast on its nutritious roots often fall prey to their Akashic cousins if they don't turn themselves.
Yes, my lord.
I can't remember. Oh well.
Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have,
I've been
my
told
dear
that before.
brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yay! Alright, we're heading back into...
How do you...
Well, actually, I'm going to go into my place first because there's a missive. And then we'll go to the shelves, where we were just at the beginning of this part, but oh well.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
A tail makes 4. Clive, there's but one crystal left, makes Kraken, and but one man who can do it. See that you don't miss. Oh, and tail makes 4.
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well,
What up?
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if
of
no new
course.
faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
If it please your grace, might I one day borrow?
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise
In the ale. Oh, pff. It's literally... Okay. Hi, everyone.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
What up? All right, Otto. I don't think we're getting close to the end of the game here. I feel like that's not going to feel like that until after we beat Barnabas/Odin. I feel like then it's like, oh yeah, here we go. This is close to the end of the game.
Split the sea, you reckon?
Is something wrong?
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world.
I'll hold you to that.
Alrighty. The Shadow Coast across the Narrow. No. The Shadow Coast. The land long having fallen victim to the spreading blight, even the most meager of scrub struggles to draw life from the aether drained cliffs that loom above the barren coastline. No magic.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead. See if I
So
can't
this is
find us an
the
inland route.
beach where you and Jill had sex, huh, Clive? Joshua, not right now.
Clive. There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her Eikon, didn't you?
Yes, I did. She understood.
And he's gonna punch me. Ow.
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
Ooh.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Then so be it.
Oh, you punch hard, little brother.
Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Nah.
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it.
Look at that Joshua did. The kingdom of Waloed. Footfalls in ash. Footfalls and bleeding
To visit
ash.
Ash?
The edge of infinity. Okay.
We're in Waloed territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
I kind of wish there was a mini map,
What I
but
said about warm welcomes, Gav.
This place is as dead as Grieger's ghost.
well, maybe not as dead as we thought. Fuck.
I knew I smelled something.
I see only orcs and a Kashik here.
Let's hope the villagers made it out in time.
Stay down.
Stay down.
It's over.
Honestly, don't know why they say like I took their icons, even though like obviously Kupka and Benedicta still both were able to transform into their icons after I took their power. I just don't understand that whole aspect of it.
Nice try.
The person doing that. Oh, it's you, you motherfucker. Impressive. Yeah, I'm not gonna make my way all the way that way. There probably is gonna end up being like some kind of a mark or something there, but for now, nah.
It's Camber all over again. Where the hell are the royalists?
Seems you were right about that welcome after all, Clive. Aye, aye.
Is the whole of Ash fallen into Ultima's hands?
That's no peace delegation. We should send a warning to the others.
No. My uncle will have an eye on the coast. I trust he'll find a way to entertain any uninvited guests. Our mark is Drake's Spine, and there's a lot of road between us and it. We press on to Stone here.
Aye, you never know. It might not be a nest of slabbering monsters.
Yeah, you never know.
You must go on ahead without me.
This stronghold is as old as Phoenix Gate, perhaps older. It may yet hide Ultima's remaining secrets, and if we are to best him, they must be unearthed.
All right. Stay out of trouble.
I always do. Mostly.
You sure about this?
About leaving my brother on his own? Of course. Mostly.
Lady Vivian's map is so old it's hard to tell which way is up. But if I'm right, we're not far from a village called Eistla.
Then we make our way there, resupply, and wait for Joshua.
Alright. Estella. The Angry Gap. And that looks like that's another area that's going to have like a boss or something there. I know I could have my chocobo, but I really like, you know, the first time we're in a new area. Just going completely on my own. Like this.
Ugh, this place reeks like a moble's arsehole. Though I'm guessing it's not the smell that will kill us.
I was too early on it. That's the one thing I hate when you do that. See, and then when you get to the halfway point, it doesn't keep going down. Unless, of course, you did with this. Ah, too late. Oh shit, I already... Shoot. Okay. And the worm. No, I am not going to fight that. I already fought an Elementite. I really don't want to fight another monster like that. That's ooze right there. Nope. Fuck that. I'm not fighting two of these things. I mean, I did kill an enemy, so.
Oh, how much breath. Don't look down, Torgal.
I'm not scared. You're scared.
That must be Aistla.
I mean, both a potion and a high potion.
What do you think, Clive?
Then we're too late.
Damn it. They're all turned. There's nothing we can do.
I wouldn't say nothing.
We can still kill them.
No quarter gap!
No quarter! You think all the villages in Ash are like this?
A question for later, Gap.
I honestly can't believe I was able to get that in time. Da-na-na-na.
It's over. Here they come.
And come, and come, and come.
Wait, why the fuck did it get all the way up there?
I don't want to die here, Clive.
Then don't.
Damn it! Ah. More.
It isn't over yet. Of course it bloody isn't.
Oof, though. That's a lot of dudes.
Gav. Gav! Don't tell me there's more of the bastards. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck indeed.
Have you come to watch, Odin?
Bound for Stonehill. Good. My master awaits you in the capital, though I cannot allow you to attend him in your present state.
And how are you going to stop us?
Why, with this!
Meteor! Oh my. That's like Putin? Oh no, that's a lot of spears.
What did you do?
If the vessel would see the path opened, it has but to ask. I shall see that my master's prize is made presentable.
Clive, would you mind telling me what the fuck just
What
happened?
the fuck just happened?
Oh, you've got to be. How are we supposed to get through that?
We seek an audience with the king. If His Majesty wants me to come and ask him, then that is exactly what I'll do.
Before you go practicing your petition, we don't even know where the fucker went. How about we cool our heads and think this through, eh?
All right.
Maybe there's something here we can use.
Maybe.
I thought we got them all.
So did I. Well, this isn't at all foreboding.
What? Oh look, I can just travel. We can just travel out of here. We're good. I honestly can't tell what they meant by this isn't for like what. I honestly can't tell. Whatever. There's something in here. Let's see what's in here. Oh, hello.
Please. Please.
Oh.
Please, no.
Miss. Whoa. Easy. Easy. We're not turned, all right?
I forgot that we could check shit out here. The King of Walloon's main battlefront forces, also known as the King's Guard, at Ultima's instructions, King Barnabas supplemented his ranks with orcs, creating a hybrid force which he duly dispatched to wreak havoc across Valisthea. Even after Barnabas' death... Wait, what? Barnabas' death, the Chaos Ultima sown with the casting of Prognosis continued to spread, dooming the better part of the late King's army to end their days as mindless Akashic thralls. Barnabas isn't dead? Hold on. King Wallu and dominant of Odin, the Warden of Darkness. Barnabas is also a feared warrior in his own rights. After journeying to Valisthea from the outer continent as a young man, he led his people in overthrowing the ancient kingdom of Veldermak that once ruled northern Ash and established his new kingdom of Walud upon its ruin. A settlement suited in mining country in the center of Walud. The miners make homes among their excavations and live there with their families. I was like, what? A vast ethereal dome created by King Barnabas Thamnir, using the power of the Eikon Odin. It is not only capable of repelling assault, both corporeal and magical, but will also consume any who might endeavor passage across the bounds. Spanning from the mining settlement of Estelle to the south of Frigg's Calm in the north, the barrier effectively blocks any approach to the Walurder capital of Stonier for hundreds of leagues. How can we tell that she's an expecting mother? We're going to be delivering this baby, aren't we?
My thanks, kind travelers.
Forgive me for asking, but what went on here?
It all started when the skies changed. The elders said it was the Arcade. One by one, people went mad. Minds taken by the aether. Till only I remained. By then, I was too far along to run. And then the nights came. And I didn't know what to do.
And this, Arcade is...
Just a story. Something our grandparents told us when we misbehaved. About how the heavens would grow dark before the land took her last breath.
The end of the world. You said the others went mad. But where did they go?
They all left. Drawn east to the tower, to reverie. The elders, the healer, the blacksmith, my husband.
You thinking he did this?
Of course. Who else could it be? You were in Canva. You saw what he did to the people.
But then what about her? How come her nut hasn't cracked?
The baby, perhaps? Could be protecting her from the aether. I can't think of any other explanation.
You mean... it's a bearer?
It won't matter what it is once Ultima's magic takes hold. Time's running out.
This tower. That's where we'll find the king.
All right, Joshua, what are you up to?
I knew it. It's the same as Phoenix Gate. Which means at the end of these stairs should be...
Is that the full tapestry? Yep.
The mural.
That's Odin at the bottom there. Galgahorn. An aging fortress in the western reaches of the Kingdom of Waloed. Due to its proximity to storm, it is often used as a staging point of the royal army. Odin, Shiva.
Ultima and his vessel, Ifrit. Garuda, Ramu, Shiva, Titan, Bahamut, Odin. Even Leviathan the Lost is here.
Leviathan the Lost? But no Phoenix.
Where is the Phoenix?
Oh.
the founder.
I mean, yeah, we kind of learned that by reading one of the things where it said that Phoenix and Ifrit have to, where their fused form is like their complete form or something like that. Oh god, Josh. Oh, that was a nice, that's a nice touch.
Isn't it, Ultima?
So that's not Ultima up there, that's Ifrit and Phoenix fused. That was a nice touch. The controller was vibrating, and then it started beating like his heart, and it started going slower when it calmed down. That's great.
Be, then.
I'm not asking, Gav. I need you to stay with Edda.
What?
I must do this alone. If I don't return, you're to find Joshua and make for the Enterprise. Understood?
Aye. Just don't you go dying on me.
Of course
Sid's
not.
name suits your miserable mug better than mine.
Oh. Oh.
Don't worry. I haven't finished with it yet.
That is actually somewhat of a nice touch right there that he just said. He's like, Sid fits your... Like, he's basically saying, if you die, then I'm going to take Sid's name. That is a nice touch. That is actually a really nice, like, oh yeah.
If Barnabas is controlling the Akashic, then wherever he goes, they'll follow. And so will I.
So that is actually real, like, that is such a cool line that Gav said. Alrighty. So Leviathan is not here. Leviathan is like not a part of this. The dark ill-omened sky unleashed when Ultima brought about prognosis. The word arche is used only on Ash, where the coming of the cursed skies has long been foretold as a harbinger of the end of all things. An impossibly tall tower in central Wa'Lud that seems to pierce the very heavens. The few followers of the Circle of Malice remaining on Ash believe it to have been built by the gods, who would one day pass their final judgment from its heights. It has long been considered hallowed ground whereupon more mortals fear to tread. Oh, there's more. Sole surviving nation in Ash, Wa'Lud has its capital in Stonier, home of the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Thanier, dominant of Odin and Warden of Dark, who, it transpires, has formed an alliance with the mysterious being known as Ultima. After Ultima brought about prognosis, Thanier's combined force of Akashic soldiers and beastmen was deployed across Valisthea, tasked with sowing chaos and mayhem.
It's over.
I'll get close to it, but then I'm probably going to end the part. a low cross. Stay down. Oh, come on, come on. No, I don't really want to fight you. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, chest. And a Mantite gauntlets. Increase maximum HP by 500. Alright, guys. I think this is a good spot to end this part of Let's Play Final Fantasy 16. In the next part, guys, we will probably go fight Barnabas, get Odin's power, and get one step closer to beating the game. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give that like button a click. And comment down below, check by the video, didn't like by the video. And let me know, guys, what you think of Ash here. Very interesting, but no, I'm ooh. And learning about the tapestry with actually Phoenix and Ifrit is actually the vessel, so that's quite interesting. I mean, I can't remember where it was, but it was in one of the. It might have actually been in this video, actually, at the beginning when we were looking through all the stuff with tomes, how they mentioned Phoenix and Ifrit's combined self is like what Ultima is really looking for, or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, that's actually an interesting thing. So, yeah. And Leviathan the Lost? Interesting. Yes, okay, yes. I've seen shit on Twitter. It's like, yes, Leviathan's not in this game, which sucks. So, a lot of people are like, hey, if there's DLC, it'd be great if they kind of explore that in a way. That'd be interesting. I'll talk more about that probably when I beat the game and give more final thoughts about it. But yeah, let me know how you guys felt about everything that we learned. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. And subscribe to the main channel, too. That's in the description below. As well as follow me on Twitter. Both my main Twitter, the RBG King Kid Twitter, are in there too. Thank you all so much for watching once again. And I will see you all next time.